A monster unleashed, his roar echoing through arenas, flipping ambulances and shattering rings. Braun Strowman was WWE's unstoppable force. But in a move he brands a stupid business decision, the company cut him loose, only to keep his image alive in their promos, sparking a firestorm on social media. Now, the monster amongst men is speaking out, his frustration boiling over as WWE continues to profit from the giant they discarded. Braun Strowman's presence in WWE was like a storm, rolling in dark and imposing, a man who could make the ground tremble with every step. Standing at 6'8" and weighing over 385 pounds, Adam Scherr transformed into the monster amongst men. A character that blended raw power with an almost mythical aura. His journey began in 2013 when he signed a developmental contract with WWE, spending time in NXT honing his skills before bursting onto the main roster in 2015 as part of the Wyatt family. Alongside Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan, Strowman was the muscle. A silent enforcer whose sheer size intimidated opponents before a punch was thrown. His first televised match came at Raw in August 2015, where he attacked Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, establishing himself as a dominant force. By 2016, after the Wyatt family disbanded, Strowman went solo, embarking on a path of destruction that saw him squash local competitors week after week, building an undefeated streak that made fans sit up and take notice. His feuds with Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns showcased his athleticism for a man his size, flipping an ambulance in a last-man-standing match against Reigns at Great Balls of Fire 2017, a moment that became etched in WWE lore. Strowman's charisma shone through in segments like destroying The Miz's limo or winning the Greatest Royal Rumble in 2018 by eliminating 13 superstars, a record that highlighted his dominance. He captured the Raw Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania 34 with a 10-year-old fan named Nicholas as his partner, a bizarre yet memorable moment that humanized the monster. His pursuit of the Universal Championship led to brutal encounters with Brock Lesnar, including a no-disqualification match at Royal Rumble 2019, where he nearly won before interference cost him. Finally, at WrestleMania 30 in 2020, Strowman claimed the Universal Championship by defeating Goldberg in a short but impactful match, pinning the legend with a running power slam. His reign was brief, losing to Bray Wyatt at Money in the Bank, but it cemented his status as a main event player. Strowman's versatility shone through in storylines like his swamp fight with Wyatt at Extreme Rules 2020, a cinematic match that blended horror and wrestling. But in June 2021, WWE released him in a cost-cutting move, a decision that shocked fans given his popularity. He returned in September 2022 under Triple H's creative direction, re-establishing himself with feuds against Omos and Ricochet, showing he hadn't lost a step. In 2023, he teamed with Ricochet for a tag run, challenging for titles and entertaining with his power against smaller opponents. A neck injury sidelined him in May 2023, requiring fusion surgery, but he made a triumphant return in 2024, interfering in matches and reminding everyone of his monster status. His last major feud before release was with the Judgment Day, where he power-slammed Damian Priest through a table at Raw in April 2025. Then, in May 2025, WWE released him again, citing financial reasons, believing his high salary didn't match his utilization. Reports pegged his contract at over $300,000 annually, a figure WWE deemed too steep for a mid-card role. But Strowman's impact was undeniable. His merchandise sold well, his segments drew ratings, and his presence added a unique flavor to the roster. This is the raw edge of wrestling that AlphaWar Room captures, the giants who fall, the decisions that echo, and the voices that refuse to be silenced. If you're locked into the world of combat sports, hit that subscribe button to join us in the fight for the stories that matter. The controversy ignited in August 2025, during the build-up to SummerSlam, WWE's second biggest event of the year. Fans tuned in to the pre-show, the Netflix docuseries WWE Unreal, and promotional packages, only to see Strowman's face plastered everywhere. Clips of him flipping cars, roaring in the ring, and dominating opponents filled the screens, a highlight reel of the monster amongst men. One fan on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, couldn't ignore the irony. WWE SummerSlam sure highlights a guy they cut from the roster in @AdamSure99, a lot in promo highlights, whether it be on WWE Unreal or on the pre-show for SummerSlam. Makes you wonder why the hell he was cut if they are using his image and likeness so much. Triple H. The post tagged Triple H, WWE's chief content officer, putting the spotlight on the man overseeing creative and talent decisions. It spread quickly, retweeted by thousands who echoed the sentiment, questioning WWE's logic in releasing a star whose highlights still drove hype. Strowman, monitoring his mentions, didn't hesitate to respond. His reply was direct, unfiltered, a punch to the gut of his former employer. 'Cause someone made a stupid business decision. The post, riddled with a typo in Kasu for cause, only added to its raw authenticity, a monster's growl in text form. Fans rallied behind him, flooding the thread with support. Memes of Strowman destroying objects labeled WWE's business decisions and calls for his return. It wasn't just bitterness. It was a statement from a man who felt undervalued, his contributions reduced to financial spreadsheets. At the time of his release, reports from outlets like Fightful and Wrestling Observer newsletter indicated it was purely budgetary. WWE, under TKO Group Holdings after the 2023 merger with UFC, was streamlining costs, focusing on high-return talent. Strowman's salary, earned from his years of service and star power, was seen as disproportionate to his recent booking, often in mid-card feuds rather than title pictures. But Strowman disagreed, his post a clear rebuttal to that narrative. The irony deepened with Strowman's ongoing ties to WWE. Even after his release, a project produced by WWE Studios loomed on the horizon. Everything on the menu with Braun Strowman, a food series set to premiere on USA Network in the fall of 2025. The show, filmed before his release, features Strowman traveling to eateries, tackling massive food challenges, and sharing stories from his career. It's a lighter side of the monster, showcasing his personality beyond the ring, much like Stone Cold Steve Austin's Straight Up Steve Austin or other WWE reality content. Promos for the series still use his WWE moniker and footage, blurring the lines between past employee and current collaborator. This isn't uncommon in wrestling. Released stars often appear in pre-recorded content or video games, but for Strowman, it stung, a reminder that his value persisted even as his paycheck stopped. His social media activity since the release has been a mix of workout videos, fan interactions, and subtle jabs at WWE. He's teased independent appearances, hinting at a possible run in promotions like AEW or Impact, where big men like him can thrive. In interviews post-release, Strowman spoke of his strongman background, competing in Arnold Classic events and deadlifting over 900 pounds, skills that could translate to other ventures. But his heart remains in wrestling, a business he's loved since childhood, idolizing Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior. The release echoed his 2021 cut when he was let go amid pandemic budget cuts, only to return stronger. That time, he reinvented himself on the indies as the Titan, winning titles and promotions like Control Your Narrative, a company he co-founded. His 2022 return saw him destroy security guards on Raw, a viral moment that reignited his push. Now, at 41, Strowman is in his prime physically, his body a testament to years of training. His frustration isn't just personal. It's a commentary on WWE's direction, where financial metrics sometimes overshadow fan connection. Strowman's career is a roller coaster of triumphs and setbacks, each one building the monster's legend. In 2017, his rivalry with Roman Reigns produced iconic moments like the ambulance flip at Great Balls of Fire and the ring collapse at Payback. Fans chanted for him at Money in the Bank that year, where he won the briefcase, only to cash in unsuccessfully against Lesnar at Hell in a Cell. His 2019 feud with Tyson Fury at Crown Jewel brought mainstream attention, a boxer versus wrestler clash that ended with Strowman's countout loss but elevated his profile. In 2020, amid the empty arenas of the pandemic, Strowman's Universal title win over Goldberg was a bright spot, a quick but symbolic victory.